There are 12 steps to building a house, and skipping the wrong one can cost you 6 figures. So give me 10 minutes, I'll walk you through all 12, and the flag, the two where people lose the most money. Clock starts now. I'm Metro Bonder. Come for your first dream home and stay for the truth about what actually works in building and what doesn't. 12 steps, 4 phases: groundwork, paperwork, the build, and the finish. 2 of them you can never undo. Step 1 right now. Before you spend $1, answer one question. Who is this house for? Because there are 3 completely different builds hiding in that answer. So a spec house, you're building for a stranger. So you build to the market, strict budget, low risk. A custom build, you're building for a client, flexible budget but high design risk. Or maybe your own home, you want to build house for your family. It's a dangerous one because when you build for yourself, your heart writes checks your budget cannot cash. That's scope creep, and it's born right here. Get this wrong and you spend 2 years optimizing the wrong house. That's why the first step is so important. Step 2, build your team. You need 3 people: a project manager, a general contractor to run daily chaos, an architect to turn your vision into something that's actually legal to build, and a structural engineer to make sure it stays standing. I'm not telling you don't need other tradesmen, but at least at the beginning of house build, you should know and you should have all these 4 people in your team. And here is a trap that breaks first-timers, trying to be all of them at once. You cannot be general contractor, the plumber, the electrician, maybe HVAC guy, and the framer at the same time. Don't even try. Hire the team, because nobody on that side protects your budget the way you will. So how do you find the good people? Go to visit builds happening near you. Talk to the crew on the site. Collect business cards and ask the one question that matters the most. Who do other builders hire? The best subs don't advertise. They work for the pros by referral. So start building that network now before you need it and before we go to other steps. Step 3, my favorite one: run the numbers on paper before anything is real. Land plus site prep plus build costs plus design fees plus permits, measured against what the finished house is actually worth in that neighborhood. And here is the rule: an error in a spreadsheet costs you $0. The same error in poor concrete costs $10,000. So do the math before you dig. I'll build a 6-step calculator that runs this exact math for you. It's free and it will be in the description. Plug your numbers in and it tells you in a second whether the deal works or not. And the very first number you will plug in this is that destroys more first-time builders than anything else. Land. Step 4, your first point of no return. Watch this. You find a lot for $50,000. Look like a steal, but it's on the steep slope. So before you build a single wall, you need a $400,000 retaining wall just to hold the dirt back. So the price tag said $50,000, but the real number was $400,000. That gap is where first-time builders get really destroyed. So before you sign, check the soil. Soft dirt versus solid Texas limestone changes your whole foundation cost. Check utilities, check the title, check the flood zone, because it quietly explodes your insurance in future. One more practical advice. Before you buy, run AI feasibility report on the lot. It usually pulls soil, flood, zoning, and utility data into one place and save you tens of hours of digging. Don't skip this step. And remember, the moment you close, you are in the water. You cannot climb back out and stay dry. So check it 10 times before you buy once. I built a feasibility report for myself and for my friends. So go to description, try it, and tell me if it was helpful for you. Just leave in comments. Step 5, the design. A real design isn't one drawing, it's 4 layers. Architectural, the look and layout; structural, the beams and steps that keep it standing; site, usually drainage, topography, septic, maybe pool; and 3D renders, which are what get a bank to hand you money. At minimum, you must have all 4 of these before you break the ground. Skip 1 layer and you'll pay for it 3 steps later when nothing lines up. Step 6, permits. The part nobody warns you about. 2 to 18 months, depending on your city's mood. 3 things blow up your timeline usually: flood zones, steep slopes, and protected trees and wildlife. I watched a $5 million Austin build sit frozen for 6 months because it was protected bird nesting season. You cannot out-negotiate a bird. I'm not kidding. Hire a permit expediter whose whole job is to translate bureaucrat language to a human language. Then finally, you can dig. You cannot out-negotiate a bird, so hire a permit expediter whose whole job is to translate bureaucrat language to a real human one. And then finally, you can dig. Now stop. Everything up to here happened on paper, safe, cheap, reversible. From this point on, it's a real, it's physical, and it gets expensive very fast. And a single most expensive mistake of the entire build is waiting for you just 2 steps from now. So watch for it. Step 7. Clear, mark, and protect before you dig. Hire pros with GPS to mark your property lines, because building 1 inch onto your neighbor's lot is a legal nightmare. Buy builder's risk insurance the same day. If your trespasser gets hurt on your empty lot, that's on you. That's your liability. So lay a gravel driveway so trucks don't drag mud across the neighborhood. Fence the site. It's quite boring steps, but each of these steps save you thousands. Step 8. The foundation. Your second point of no return, and the biggest one. This isn't one move, it's a sequence, and the order is everything. First, your team sets the forms and digs the trenches, following the structural plan exactly. Then the rebar goes in, clean, square, vertical, and horizontal. Then the plumbers lay the rough plumbing, and don't panic when those lines run diagonal and messy. That's normal, that's just how plumbing works. So the electricians drop their conduit on this step as well, and then you pass your first inspection. So here is a $10,000 tip that costs you just $10. Before they pour a touch of pressure gauge to the plumbing lines. If the pressure holds, your pipes are good. If it drops, there is a leak, and you can fix it right now, very easy. While it's open air, not after it's buried under concrete, you have to jackhammer it apart. Catch it on the gouge or pay for it with a demolition crew later. Step 9. Framing. The skeleton goes up, wood or steel. This is a poor dominoes. The frame dictates everything after it. A 1-inch mistake here means your doors, your windows, your roof will not fit 3 steps from now. Builder pro tip from my experience: before they start, get onto that foundation with your framer and a chalk line and mark out where every wall goes. Why it's important? Because you are transferring the plan from paper onto the real concrete together by hand. Do this with your framer and you will catch a misalignment before it ever becomes a wall in the wrong place. And this is not where you hire the cheapest crew. Demand framers with 10 plus years and walk it yourself before anyone moves on. And step 10. The mechanicals go inside the walls, and the order is not optional. It's just a small secret I want to share with you. It's like a going from big to small. Think of packaging a suitcase. The big stuff goes in first, then you tuck the small stuff around it. So HVAC first. Those ducts are huge and can't bend around obstacles. Then plumbing waves around the ducts. Then electrical snakes through whatever's left. And low voltage, your internet and smart home wiring goes in dead last. So run that order backwards and the trades start tearing out each other work. But if you want to make it a nightmare, run the order backwards and the trades start tearing out each other work, and that's a problem. Step 11. Now you seal it in and finish it. Exterior finishes, spray foam, windows and doors go in to make the house weather tight, and inspectors actually need those in place to pass your frame inspection. Then the interior, flooring, cabinets, fixtures, and fair warning here, this one phase eats 30 to 40% of your entire budget. And drywall goes last after all the heavy dirty work is done, so it doesn't get wrecked the day after it goes up. Step 12. The most enjoyable, the finish line. Switch your insurance from builder's risk to a normal homeowner policy. Get a signed lien waiver from every single contractor, proving they were paid. If you skip this, one of them can come back months later and put a claim or put a lien on your house. Pass the final bank inspection if you had a construction loan. Get your certificate of occupancy and then stage the house. Never sell an empty house, because staging moves the final price more than almost anything else, especially above $1 million for the house. And then you can sell and finally count your profit. Whew, I hope I didn't spend more than 10 minutes. So that's all 12, door to done. But if you forgot the steps, remember the 3 rules underneath them. 1, solve it on paper first. An Excel error costs 0. A concrete error costs 10 grand. 2, respect the sequence. Mechanicals follow framing. Drywall follow mechanicals. Break the order and the failures cascade. And 3, assume everything is your liability until the day the house is sold and cover yourself at every step. Do that and you don't just survive your first build, you actually make money on it. I'm Nutrobonder, build smart, build once, maybe twice, and see you next week.